Greetings, Band Warriors. Greetings. Greg is back. We're here to talk about life issues, all the things going on in this world. We're going to have a conversation about anger. Anger. Are you angry? Who's angry right now? Anybody feeling angry, frustrated, negative emotions towards your team, towards the politicians, towards who knows what? What are you angry about? Tell me about your anger. Tell me all about your anger. I want to hear all about it. Who out there's angry right now? I know I used to have the biggest anger issues. I was filled with so much anger. And what's funny is, in hindsight, I've had to learn along the healing journey that I used anger to cover up being scared. Being scared. Anybody can relate to that? Does anybody have enough self-awareness to relate to using anger as a way to mask that you're really afraid of stuff happening? There's really a fear inside of you, and yet, so what you express inward, you feel fearful. Outward, you express anger. Yeah, thanks for the joke. That's a good dad joke. Shit, man. How's everybody doing on this day of life? This evening of life? Hello, 999. Thank you for the synchronicity. I think we've been having some great conversations. I wanted to thank everybody that's been subscribing to the channel, participating in the conversations, even sharing some dad jokes just to lighten it up a little bit. And that's a good thing, right? To have conversations, right? To have conversations. That's so new for me. Is that new for you? Have you always had conversations when things are rough? That's a very new thing for me, is to be able to have the power of communication, not confrontation. I used to be a confrontational man. But now, because I have a lot more self-awareness, emotional intelligence, I can have conversations. That doesn't mean I don't get a little fired up. I do, though, have the ability to communicate. And I know when my feelings are off, things shift inside of me. I know how to work through that, process those emotions, not suppress them, not escape from the emotions. Right? I listen to, when it comes to music, when it comes to music, if I'm honest with you, I mostly listen to positive affirmations or like frequency musics, right? If you haven't jumped on or listened to what I have to say, like, I'm really obsessed with healing, growth, reprogramming, healing my traumas, reprogramming my negative thinking. But when I do listen to a little bit of music, I still like a lot of hip hop, new stuff, old stuff. I listen to probably a little bit of rock. What else? A little indie. Yeah, some grunge maybe. NWA, yeah, no doubt. I came up on that NWA. 100 miles and running. But I try not to listen to too much of that, right? There's a lot of subliminal messaging in there that makes you feel good. You're like, yeah, man. Yeah, that's like, I jam it out when I'm in the gym and I just need a little extra firepower. But I usually get more out of listening to, thank you, Loso, Fabuloso. Thank you so much for all that. But I usually like to, and I mean, this is real talk here. You know, if you're showing up here, Maybe you're going to learn a few new things, especially if you're somebody that we're going to talk a lot about transformation tonight. Thank you so much. We're going to talk about transformation. We're going to talk about anger. I see all these people. Today was a big day of expressing your anger, right? And people have a right to be angry. But I'm someone that believes that anger, at least through my lens, anger has never delivered positive results in my life, right? Not anger. Mm-mm. What about you? Can you use anger to deliver positive results? I know some people. I'm sure there's times in my life where I was really angry. I remember the first time I got serious about being sober. I'd gotten my second DWI and I was angry, man. I was so angry. I was so angry at alcohol, at bars, because I felt like I got set up. That's always tough, Cleve. I'm sorry to hear about that. You know what they say about other people's opinion, man? It's really none of your business. But it does hurt when it's something like, sensitive like that, man. That's pretty fucked up. It is hard. It's hard doing life right now. Right? It doesn't matter if you're sober, if you're still drinking, if you're still smoking, if you're using chemicals, if you use food to numb your pain. Everyone on this planet, everybody on this planet. That's why this message is so timely. And that's why if you're tuning in here, it's literally the greatest honor, right? It's the greatest honor. Good evening, my brother, Grant. It's literally the greatest honor for me to share this message because as I look around, I'm not worried about politics. I'm not worried about entertainment. I'm not worried about sports. I just let it go, man. What is it going to do? What will it do for you? To me, it doesn't do nothing. Getting emotionally, look, if you let anything outside of yourself emotionally stimulate you, good or bad, right? If you're somebody that, man, like when your team wins, you're like, yeah, 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 my team. But then when your team loses, you're like, fuck, my team. It's like highs, lows, man. Like you're ungrounded. You're ungrounded. And it's like, if something if something emotionally stimulates you like that on the outside, it controls you. It has control over you. And that's, I think, where most people lose themselves. I don't talk specifics on like, we don't talk about religion here. We don't really talk about politics here, right? Because what does that get you? Doesn't get you anywhere. It's just more division. What I'm trying to talk to people about is themselves. I'm trying to get you to unify with yourself, not be divided against yourself. Because when you look out the window, you're looking out the window and you're claiming to be on a team, and your team is either angry as hell or your team is prideful as hell. Your team is losing or your team is winning, and it's really not your team. It's just an emotional attachment that you have to something. And you haven't even really tested whether you really believe everything that's out there. Like, if you're really sitting there trying to believe everything that you hear, you're going to hear what your ears and your beliefs want to hear. That's the wild thing about this day and age, is that hello, Enigo Montoya, anything that you believe, right? Anything you believe, you will find evidence to support your belief on either side of the belief. And yet you're looking outside. Most people right now, you look around, most people are looking outside of themselves to figure out about themselves. That's not how it works. That's the biggest red flag of all. When you're looking outside of yourself to go and get outraged or be prideful and be like, ha ha ha, I'm better than you, or rah, you're taking away, you're terrible people. You're so angry because you're believing something that you don't know for certain that's true, but you're needing it to be true, your belief, right? And it's what's so wild. What's up, Adam? What's so wild about beliefs is, think about it. One person believes X and the other police person believes Y. Yes, that's my real hair, man. Everybody always wonders, right? Is it the real hair? So real. It's so real. Hair's so real. Very fucking real. All natural here, man. Thank you. But think about it. Have you ever seen the meme where you got two people opposing each other, right? They're facing towards each other, and in the middle, the person on the left is saying, that's a number 6. And the person on the right is saying, that's a number 9. And they're ready to like fucking kill each other. I shouldn't even say that. I can't be saying stuff like that. These guys get all offended. They're ready to unalive each other because what they perceive is what they believe, and they will fight until the end. But both people are right because of their perspective. And unfortunately, the perspective creates opposition for people about issues, I believe is really a thing that's rigged. It's a system that's rigged to try and divide you against yourself, divide you against your family, divide you against your community, divide you against your friends, divide you against, society. Who wins with the division? Who wins? Clearly not you. Right? Clearly you are not winning. If you think that your team is winning and your team is virtuous and your team is right, you're not winning. If your team winning means someone else has to lose. That is the problem. If you think, see the difference between what the medicine I'm giving out right now, the medicine I give out is by you winning. No one else has to lose. That means you personally winning. Personally, you guys. When you personally start improving your life from the inside out, not the outside in, anybody that is emotionally high or emotionally low about issues outside of themselves, you got work to do. I'm not here to put you down. I send you my love, but you got a lot of work to do. You got a lot of work to do to get to the truth. The truth is not outside of you. The truth is not this team that you think is winning, they need to lose and your team needs to win. And we could be talking about anything. We could be anything that you're emotionally stimulated about that has you either angry or even puffed up with pride. You're either we're the best or the other, or you're on the other side saying, you're terrible people. And yet the problem is that if your understanding is that for you to win, that means someone else has to lose. And if it's not someone else, that means it's a whole party, it's a whole team, it's a whole system. For you to win, someone else absolutely needs to be taken out. That's not how it works. You're divided against yourself. That right there, if you have that mindset, right? If you're still so polarized in that reality, you've missed the whole point of this existence. Because at the end of the day, you may think your voice matters, you may think your vote matters, you may think your anger matters, but it doesn't. Because I've never seen a place where anger produces a positive result. Love is what produces the positive results. Love. Unconditional love. Not anger, not rage, not bitterness, not envy, not jealousy, not outrage, not destruction. Love. Love is what produces positive results. And the love starts with you. That's a great question. How do you get yourself to be positive? You got to get to the root of your negativity. Sounds easy, but it's not. Getting to the root of your negativity. Why are you so angry? Most people can sit and write an essay, 5 paragraphs, about the real reason why they're so angry. Why are you so freaking mad right now? And if you're not mad, why are you so sad? Why are you so guilty? Why are you so filled with shame? Why are you so filled with fear? Why are you so apathetic? Why are you so prideful? All of that's low vibrational energy. Why? Answer that question. Why? Why are you so filled with it? It has nothing to do with anything that is currently happening on this planet. The reason why you're filled with all those negative emotions is because things that happened to you when you were 0 to 10 years old. You programmed yourself because your needs weren't met, because you were neglected. And you can change that. You have to fall in love with yourself. Right? Most people on this planet do not like themselves. So you're actually, you may feel all alone in that feeling, but everywhere you look, people lack genuine self-love. Because when you love yourself, you're neutral. How do you fall in love with yourself? It's understanding who you are, who you truly are. It's having compassion for your story, compassion for the things that happened to you that could have or most likely caused trauma. And trauma isn't just getting hit in the head and having a bruise. Trauma is an internal wound. I don't know who that is, Jack, whoever. You know, it's actually more normal, and that's why this message, this medicine that I'm giving out, and that's why I keep getting on here, the medicine that I'm giving is so important because so many people feel so alone. We feel so guilty. We feel so much shame that we feel that, and it's because of the things that happened to us when we were little kids. They made us feel so powerless. They made us feel like something was wrong with us, that we were not good enough, that we could, that we were a burden, that, the things our parents experienced were all our fault. I mean, we carry around a ton of stuff inside of us. And y'all think that it's because whatever's going, who won, who lost, who's doing X, who's doing Y. You think it has something to do with today? No, you're using today as a reason to express the low vibrational energies of this planet, the suffering. It's suffering when you're expressing anger, rage, hatred, fear. That's low vibrational. You have lost your way, or you never found it. You're so hooked on the existence of what is really a virtual reality. Because the true reality is we're all a soul. And your outrage is not going to produce a positive result. You're so the people you see that are so angry and so outraged on both sides, you're either filled with pride or you're filled with outrage, right? That's the polarization. That's the perfect division. Puffed up with pride. Yes, we're the best. You guys suck. And the other people are like, rah, you guys, you're taking everything away. We're victimization. We are so dispositioned to be victims, to be victim minded. And the time is like the reason why things are so internally, emotionally unsettling right now is because I believe I believe in a great spirit, a higher source that is actually arranging all of these things to emotionally dysregulate you to a point where you literally have a breakdown. People need to have breakdowns, because it's not until you hit that breakdown where you finally realize, holy shit, man, like there's something different. I have to change. I cannot be this attached to the reality that I have constructed in my head that this is right, that is wrong. I mean, it's the biggest virtue signaling that we have right now. And yet, what does it get you? What does it get you? As I see 222, I'm speaking from somebody, right? Some of y'all might be listening here. Who is this guy? Why does he think he knows it all? I don't think I know it all. I like a lot of mystery still left in there. But what I do know is I used to be the biggest alcoholic. I used to be the biggest sports fanatic. I used to be the biggest political junkie, so much of a political junkie that I actually ran for public office myself. I got eviscerated. I got publicly ridiculed and humiliated and shamed because I was a threat. I'm a threat. I'm a threat to the system. I see the corruption. I see the manipulation. I saw it firsthand from the inside. And yet, when I see very intelligent people acting as if somehow government is the solution, New Mexico, that somehow government is the solution, it's not the solution. It's not the solution to your problems. Government is not the solution to your problems. I promise you. The person in office is not going to fix your shit. Guess what else isn't going to fix your problems? Your religion. Your religion won't fix your problems either, right? Spiritual, people, right? Saints and saviors, they're not maids. They don't clean up your mess. If you got a mess, guess what? Guess what? You got to be a big boy or a big girl, and you got to clean up your own mess. And the mess that I'm talking about is the emotional sewage that is inside of you, that is not rooted in what's happening right now. Yeah, I believe in that. I believe in the government is the problem. Universally. And I also believe in a new earth, which I do believe is going to be a total reset around this planet for people. But it takes people disconnecting from the power of that, from the delusion of all that, from the seduction. That's what it is. You're being seduced. It's a seduction. You're seduced by it. But I believe in that we are going to transcend all of these systems that have failed. There's not one system that's failed. There's not one system that's failed. I got into a bit. Thank you for that gift, Just. Anna, thank you very much. I don't know what stuff you're talking about, guy. I've been sober 13 years, bro. I'm speaking the truth from the heart. But it probably triggers you because you probably, I know what I'm saying is not popular. It's not popular, right? We want to be on a winning team. Got to jump on a winning team. Got to be on a bandwagon. And it's like, you got to be the winning team, right? The new earth, right, is you becoming the winning team. In the new earth, there's not a hierarchy, man. We're all equals. We're all equals. We're all kings. We're all queens, man. It's like you need to own your shit. And that's where most people, they don't want to get there, right? Dude, I got all the help I need, brother. But I also have the authority in my kingdom, even though you got like a cute little hat on. Late. We can all be the kings and kings, man. And yet, you see it. The people that are going the hardest, and it doesn't have to be just politics. It's sports, it's entertainment. It could even just be your vice with, alcohol and chemicals and food, like any addictions that you have. At the heart of most people, it's no longer providing you the relief. That old system, it's not stable. We keep running to it, and you can tell people are running to it, and they're just more angry, more destabilized, and they're having mental and emotional breakdowns. And to me, that's a good thing, because it's not until you have that breakdown that you can probably start to make some changes, which is what I wanted to talk about, is transformation. Transformation. I went from being I'm telling you, I was probably an alcoholic by the time I was 15, right? Started using different substances, chemicals, right? From that point forward, multiple DWIs, domestic, all kinds of stuff, I was a mess. I was a mess. And again, those things weren't the problem. I was the problem. That's what it took me saying. That's what I'm trying to empower you guys to realize. Whatever you're seeing out the window, whatever you think is so powerful and needs your energy and needs your anger and needs your emotional outrage or your emotional, like, either highs or lows, it does not matter. Anything outside of yourself that needs you to be raw or yeah, outside of yourself, it's robbing you of your divine power. The transformational process, if you decide to go peacefully, it's a multi-stepped process, man. I always talk about it here, right? Total health, which is really restoration of who you are. It starts in the mind, right? You can't get down, you cannot go on this journey of healing yourself, of mastering your emotions, not controlling your emotions, mastering how you feel about yourself. You cannot control these emotions. For you to be able to do that, it starts in the mind. And you need to have a willingness to be completely sober, man. You got to cut off the chemical delusions, the chemical dependencies that are altering your mental state of being. Period. Healing is hard, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it, man. Every day, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. Even today. Today, I'm sitting there, you guys, and I'm processing some insecurities. I'm feeling there's a little insecurity. I'm in a new energy right now. And that means that I'm attracting new types of people and new types of connections. And they're going at different paces that I'm not used to, because I'm used to my codependent pace of connections. And now I'm attracting healthy and secure pacing of connections. And it's uncomfortable because it's different. I'm having to sit there and like validate myself and assure myself and love myself and care for myself and be present with myself. Can you do that? The sobriety is really the first step to this. I wish I could give you guys a hack to say, yeah, keep doing the chemical stuff, altering your mental state of being, and somehow I'm not happy, man. I'm filled with joy. I'm filled with love. I'm filled with peace. I'm filled with abundance. It's beyond just happy. Happy's temporary. If you ask me, happiness is like temporary. Like they got that song, "Let's Be Happy," and it's temporary, man. Happiness, it's like, because most people will do stuff because they feel unhappy. They're sad. You're sad, and it's like, oh, I'm sad, right? And we'll we'll continue to hang around and socialize with people and places that it doesn't give us happiness. If you have to recover from what you would call being happy, that's that's not taking care of yourself. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, Carolina. I think I'm understanding what you're saying there. But the true flex though is not it's about the true flex, it's not about being yay, 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 oh, unicorns and rainbows all day. It's not about that, right? And it's not about being, I'm so mad and I'm so sad. It's not about that, right? It's not about the highs and the lows. The real flex is when you can wake up and be neutral, just to be neutral, to feel safe in your body, to feel that you have control over your life, you have control over your mind, your body, how you're feeling, what you're doing, right? It's neutral. So that when you look at anything outside of you, it's neutral. You don't hate this person and love that person. You don't think like that. It's just neutral. Because when you start the healing emotional process, you start to tap into the spirituality of life. And you start to realize that everything is energetic, right? If you haven't heard me say this yet, it's like, right? I believe you're an eternal soul having a human experience, right? Again, you're an eternal soul having a human experience, right? I had someone kind of get in my face the other day about one of these talking points, something about, you know, millions of children being unalived in a far off country, and I have to be against somebody unless I hate children or something weird. And I'm like, okay, but what about the millions of children that are becoming unalived from starvation? And yet here in the US, 40% of people are obese. How come we only make it about that? You'll never win these debates. They're all they're all meant to divide people, polarize people against each other. That's what it's meant to do. That's a powerful thing, and it all boils down. I mean, if you're getting on here now, I said earlier that anger, rage, outrage, protest, rah, resist, it will never bring out a positive result. If you want positive results in your personal life, love, self-love is the answer. Because the more you love yourself, then the more you can unconditionally love and accept other people, regardless of what they are. Knowing that this, whatever's going on in this world needs to happen. And you're not going to stop it from happening. Your anger, your outrage, your hatred, whatever it is not going to stop what needs to happen on this planet, which is, I believe, millions upon millions, if not billions of people having mental breakdowns so that they are finally so broken the way I was 13 years ago that they're ready to say, you know what, enough. I have put way too much of my life on this. No more. I need to work on me. I need to figure out what's really going on inside of me. Why is this thing outside of me so seductive, so powerful over my mental and emotional state of being? I don't believe you can control yourself, though. I don't believe in self-control. It's temporary. I mean, you can control yourself, but it's temporary. It's finite. If you truly want to master your emotions, right? First, you need to get past even, are you really angry? That's what I was trying to explain earlier. You have to have a sober mind. That's kind of step one. But at the end of the day, it's like, are you really angry? There's something that's called the emotional wheel. A lot of people have never even seen this thing. Most people, again, the four primary emotions: happy, mad, angry, sad. Happy, mad, angry, sad. Only one of those is positive, happy. 3 negatives. So that tells you that you're 3 times more likely to be negative. So most people I'm talking to here, you're walking around all day long, beating yourself up internally, right in your head, about all the bad things that have either happened to you or you're worried about or you're so consumed with by the news and the media and all the distractions on this planet. And then you start adding chemicals and substances into your body, that it's like fuel on the fire. Again, happy, mad, angry, sad. You're 3 times more likely. So for you to overcome the negativity, you need to disconnect from all these things. Give yourself a time out. Like, that was one of the first things I did 13 years ago, right? I said I'm getting sober for good. I started asking for help, but the other thing I did was I disconnected the TV. I don't watch no TV. I don't watch no news. And I'm at a place now where I'm neutral enough that if I do want to see kind of what's happening in the world, I'll look at all perspectives. I don't just focus on one. I look at all the perspectives and I say, okay, there's a lot of chaos right now. It's not fully present in my life. I could promise you that. Like, because I'm not focused on it. I just come up and look, and then I say, okay, look at all the chaos. And then when I'm working with people one-on-one or talking to people right here, I know that most of you are looking at that and you're carrying that with you. You're carrying that around. Where focus goes, your energy flows. And that feels that it's like it's a circuit, right? You're sending your energy and your focus to all of these things that are happening in this world. You send your energy, it enhances that, and guess what? It comes back. It comes right back into you. It's a circuit. When you disconnect from that and you refocus on the thing, on just the mirror in front of you, looking in the mirror and saying, what can I improve here? I might not be able to improve what's happening in a foreign country or what's happening in a government or wherever. What can I improve with myself right here, right now? But most people want to run from that, right? Most people want to run from that. And yet, the emotional wheel. Every single look, here's the core emotions. Look at all these dang emotions. Most of y'all have no emotional literacy. Just like a lot of people are struggling with financial literacy, right? And that's based on public schools. And public schools probably have failed us too in that regard. They didn't teach us about emotional literacy. It's not just about being angry. I am telling you through my own experience, I used anger as a shield to hide the fact that underneath the surface, this I was scared. 15 years ago, when I was walking around as a wounded man still, did I know that I was using anger to hide my fear? No, because I didn't have that level of self awareness. I was also still using a lot of chemicals that were distorting my reality and fueling that anger. And definitely very much, I have to stay up on current events. I need to know everything that's happening. It's like, man, once I shut all that down, it's like you talk about pure peace. Right. Your life is whatever it is that you're worried, whatever is important to you, what matters to you, the things that matter to you. That's the most beautiful thing about this puppy right here. 1% better everyday journal. Every month, every week, and every day, you write 3 things down that matter to you. You talk about wanting to get ahead in life, start to live a more peaceful life, a more fun life, a more loving life. You stop worrying about all this other shit outside of yourself and you just focus on you. But it's like a total detox to get to there. But I know that I am talking to some people that are ready or are already down that path. You know, that wisdom comes with experience, man. I've put myself through the gauntlets of life. I'm speaking from firsthand experience, and it's ongoing to this day. Right? That's beautiful to hear that you're at pure peace. I don't have no business in a box, man. Yeah, I am right with Jesus. Me and Jesus are cool. We're homies all day, all night. I just don't use him as a crutch, right? I don't put him out there in people's face and kind of hit people over the head and act as if somehow he's going to clean. He doesn't. The thing about him is he's not a maid. He doesn't clean stuff, right? You got to clean your own mess. And that's where most people get all bent out of shape. So if you think your anger, your frustration has something to do with politicians or billionaires, right? That's just what you're using as a scapegoat to not deal with the root of your own personal insecurity, your own personal insignificance on this planet right now. That's just facts. That's what's going on. At 46 years young, I've seen both sides, especially politically. I've seen both sides, every 4 years, this one, sometimes 8, back and forth, back and forth. And every time this one's in, the other ones are haters. And then these ones are in, then it's their fault and their fault. And again, no problems have ever really been solved for the average person. Thanks, Songbird. Anger's never the solution. You got to get to the root. I mean, here's the thing. It's one thing for you to look, for you to be expressing anger, right? Let's just say you're really, really, really angry about a situation. when you're expressing the anger, what's going to calm down your anger? Do you think if the whatever the situation is that you're angry about, if that person walks up to you and says, "You know what? You're right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to anger you." Is that going to like calm is that going to get rid of your anger? Is your anger now gone forever, or is it just waiting until the next thing happens that you're triggered again, that the anger takes over? So if you want to be free from being victimized by your own emotional instability, to be easily emotionally manipulated, then you need to get to the root of your wounding, of your trauma, of your emotional wounds. And this, in my experience and through everything that I've gone through, 0 to 10 years old is when most of the roots, right? For people that are outraged, if this person and that person said, "You know what, we didn't mean to piss all you off, we'll go ahead and stop," right? Then somehow you're gonna, I feel so relieved now. And then something else will change. And then you're gonna be angry again. That's like it's weed whacking. If anybody's ever knows the difference between pulling weeds and whacking weeds. When you whack the weed, it comes right up. When you pull the weed from the root, it's done. And that's what we need to do inside of ourselves. We need to open up and pull out. If you were to look at every time that you've suppressed and withheld an emotional wound inside of you, what you need to do is go through there in one root, one weed at a time, one bag. I like to refer to them as bags. Inside of every single instance where you suppressed your emotions, when you didn't feel seen, when you didn't feel heard, when you didn't feel loved or cared for, you suppressed all this. And now you've grown up and you're acting outraged because you believe something that you know, it's like it's outside of yourself. You have no control over it. That's a lot of pride. And I'm not talking the good kind of pride. To like genuinely be proud of yourself for accomplishing things that matter to you. If your pride is, I made a little sign and I walked to a place and I held the sign and screamed with anger, what did you do? How did you improve your life that day? You didn't improve your life, I promise. There's nothing that improved about your life. But you chose to do that. And that's your free will. That's where you get to have free will, right? People going out there and waste and using their time in that regards versus working on really healing their emotional state of being, right? It's like, okay, I promise you, I know one of those will guarantee improve your life. And it's not holding a sign and being angry, shouting. That doesn't improve your life. Doesn't give you more wealth. It doesn't improve your health. It doesn't, there's no return on that investment other than the fact that you feel, which is emotions, you feel that you did something because you're feeling helpless. But the problem is the first time, if people are out there filled with anger, and it's because what I just said, most likely a lot of those people at some point in their life, especially in their childhood, they felt helpless. And so they feel helpless again. But the thing is, that's not true. You are not helpless, right? You need to be able to pick yourself up, self-rescue, heal your emotional wounds, and not give so much of your time and energy and power over to something that's outside of yourself. Yeah, that sounds like really positive stuff, Caroline. All of that sounds like really good self-care. I mean, it is. Like when you're feeling anger, and I would even just challenge you, look up the emotional wheel and just know that you might not be feeling angry all the time. You may just be feeling exasperated, frustrated, aggravated, resentful. irritable, hostile, annoyed, jealous, right? These are all of the emotions that exist out there. So I just challenge anybody that says, man, I have anger issues. Are you sure it's anger? Because when you start to check in with yourself and you can be aware, you can be aware that something inside of you shifted, a feeling changed. You heard something, you saw something, you walked into something, something changed you from being like neutral or even being like just happy, okay, to something change. You're like, whoa, my chest is tight. What? When you start to have that level of self-awareness, and it's challenging to have that kind of awareness when you're using chemicals, but that is where you start to get your freedom back. Because when you have that level of self-awareness, you can sit in that discomfort and give it a name. This is exactly the process. You give it a name. You sit there and you say, whoa, what just shifted in me? My whole entire mood just changed. Am I angry? No, I don't think I'm angry right now. You know what? I feel hopeless. I feel overwhelmed right now. So again, to even just expand your vocabulary to just get really past the angry, mad, happy, sad. Those are really positive things, Miriam. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Those are all positive ways to process, but even then, those are positive coping mechanisms. My question to you, to all of you, is do you know why you're getting angry? Do you understand why? Because anytime you feel something, whether you do a negative coping mechanism, which is like using some substances or eating a bunch of unhealthy stuff, or you go and work out, or you like, if you have to do something, that's an avoidant behavior. It doesn't matter the age, man. I mean, double high fives for just having an awareness to say, I want to learn how to name my feelings. That is like the biggest flex when you can have that kind of self-awareness. But it's the moment that you need literally like 2 minutes or less. When you observe something shifted. Uh-oh, how am I feeling right now? Am I angry? No. I feel ignored. I'm feeling unloved right now. And so you get deeper than just anger. And then once you name that feeling, then you sit there in it and you say, you know what, let's feel unloved right now. This is what unloved feels like. It feels really uncomfortable. It's actually painful. It's coming. I feel my chest tightening up. You literally have this conversation with yourself. This is processing. This is healing. Because when you just run, when you say, oh, I feel angry. Okay, let me go cook. Let me go jump in the shower. Those are soothing things. They're beautiful things, right? Much better than using any kind of like chemicals or unhealthy behaviors. But the more important thing is literally if you give yourself 2 minutes to have the awareness to say, uh-oh, I just shifted my whole, name your feeling, pull up the emotional wheel, name your feeling, get past just happy, mad, angry, sad. Oh, I'm feeling frightened. Okay, let's feel frightened. Man, frightened feels so. Why am I feeling frightened? Ask yourself this, like, why am I feeling frightened? Well, this thing happened at work and I'm a little worried that I could lose my job. Like you're having just a conversation with yourself. And this is processing. And so many people are so afraid to do this. Like you literally sit there with yourself. Give the feeling a name. Understand why it got triggered in that moment. Have some awareness. What just happened that made me feel this? What did I think? What did I hear? What came up? And you're like, okay, I'm feeling frightened. And then you could even go deeper. When was the first time I felt frightened? Oh, I remember I was like 2 years old. And I remember feeling so frightened. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to give myself permission to feel frightened right now. And then you just sit in it. You breathe. You can breathe, but you just sit in it and you try and self-soothe, right? Give yourself some affirmations. It's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. This is where faith comes in. This is the spirituality of this stuff. That knowing that everything that happens in your life happens for you, not to you. When you feel that gas prices going up, eggs going up, someone cutting government spending, someone doing this, someone not winning a game, that it's happening to you, that's a victim mindset. Versus just surrendering and saying, everything is happening for me and for the planet, for us to truly ascend. And the way that we ascend as a planet is to tear down the walls of division and separation, that somehow we're divided. Somehow this team is better than that team. This color versus that color. It's like it's the silliest of games that we're playing. It's the silliest of games. We need to be unified, not divided. And the way that you become unified as a planet is every person has to have self-responsibility to heal themselves, to feel whole and complete. But the more divided you are inside, the more divided you see the world. Prove me wrong. If you see a divided world, if you are looking out at the planet and you see nothing but division, nothing but, terrible things happening and all this injustice and all this bad stuff happening, it is a full-length mirror of what's going on at the depths of who you are. You are divided against yourself. Everything you see is a reflection of what's going on inside of you. Yes, everything. Everything. And the more that you see it, the more that it stimulates your emotional response, especially with the big negative stuff, it's in you. The people that I see so many people that I love so much, that I care about, they're so outraged right now. They're so filled with anger and hatred about X and Y and the division. They're angry, rah! And it's like, dude, if you are angry about that person, it's because something they're doing is inside of you. You are them. It's a mirror. And people there's so much denial with that. No, I'm not like them. I'm so better and different. It's like bullshit. Not the shadow side of you, not that dark piece of you that you don't want to look at and deal with. That ain't better. And you see it. The people that are so outraged are giving themselves a free pass to what? Go destroy things and harm things and break things and burn things. And it's like but you get a free pass because that's somehow just. It's just. Tea. I'm drinking some tea right now, some herbal tea. It's like a hibiscus, spicy hibiscus tea. It's so delicious. I hope you have something nice to drink too while you're watching the show. We had a good visualization last night with some breath work. We'll probably do that too if you're into sticking around. It looks like we're coming up on an hour. We'll probably do another hour tonight. We'll see. Yeah. I love matcha too. I love matcha too. Yeah, I appreciate you sticking around. This show is about healing. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, taking responsibility for your life, getting sober, total ownership, healing your emotional wounds, specifically from childhood. Right? That's what the show's about. That's the medicine that's being given out, dispersed very abundantly right now, right? We're just scattering the medicine because you just see people, they're just all messed up. They're all like wound up. And it's like, I'm just sitting back and just, I'm not eating popcorn, but, I'm drinking all my tea and I'm just observing the meltdown. And if you think back, even just 5 years ago, I don't know who just did that, but thank you. I don't know if someone did that. But I mean, I think it was 5 years ago that there was another huge meltdown of people. Oh my goodness, they're taking away our this and that. And, we got everything got shut down and everyone went into another mental breakdown. And a lot of people went down the dark tunnel. I was somebody that I got activated. I was like, man, something ain't right here. I better really double down, triple down on really being mission ready, improving my health, improving my nutrition. I used it as like total momentum and like space for me to even transform even that much more. Yeah, most people aren't honest with themselves though. I know I was the biggest guy. I say it all the time, man. When I hit rock bottom, I knew I was done bullshitting myself and I was done bullshitting others. You have to be done bullshitting yourself. You have to realize, man, all the things you're telling yourself, right, it's not the truth. When you really look at yourself and you really start to connect with how you really feel about yourself, most people, it's a sad, sad state of when someone really measures up who they are showing up as right now. And yet the cool thing is that every single one of you and beyond, every person on this planet absolutely has the power within them to totally transform their life. And the process of transformation starts with, there's 4 stages to transformation. 4 stages. And I'm someone that I grew up with the Transformers, right? I used to love Optimus Prime and Bumblebee and the Autobots and the Decepticons. I used to love, it was so cool, right? The little big rig turning into a like cool robot, right? And I think Voltron was like the same, right? Like it transformed. It was so cool. And yet, if you look at the guy that I once was, total transformation. I run into people all the time. They're like, they don't even recognize me. I've had family members, they don't even recognize me. Because it's not even the physical, it's energetically. I'm vibrating at a different frequency. They're like, dude, I don't know this version of you. And yet there's 4 stages to transformation. And you can think about like the life of a butterfly. Step 1 is a seed, step 2 is the larvae, step 3 is the cocoon, and then step 4 is the chrysalis and the emerging from that cocoon. That's good. I've been through probably, I don't know, at least 5 ego deaths. There's levels to this shit. I just came out of one. I just came out of an evolved, higher level ego death, and I'm still processing some residual from that. So good for you for at least knowing that it's not about hustle and grind. It's not about outrage and protest. It's about surrender and align with your highest self and surrender the fear of needing to control everything. You're not going to control, you're not going to resist. That was always, I always laughed at that. It's back, right? The resistance is back. It's like, this is a broken record, which is not a broken record. It's a spiral downwards. All the outrage, they're acting as if somehow this time is different than the last time. Wait, I remember the resistance stickers. It didn't work then. It's not going to work now. Straight up. Because the purpose isn't about being a part of the outrage and the resistance. It's about healing yourself. That is where you get freedom. Man, that was like intense. Where did this come from? The fireworks, man. We popping fireworks here today. And yet, I was going to try and pull up some pic from back in the day, man. This guy transforming his life. I was just a sad dude. I was still living life. I loved outdoors, but I was just a sad dude. Broken man. Total transformation, though. Trying to see if I have any pictures of like me, kind of a big. I let myself go. Pretty big guy wearing 2X shirts. And yet, the process, right? The process of transformation. It literally is Optimus Prime, right? You're a big rig, you're a car, and then you become like this robot. Real transformation, and it's from the inside out. But step one is the seed. And by seed, you can basically equate that to you need to have an idea of how you want to change your life. We talked about the vision yesterday. Having a vision for your life. Because without a vision for your life, you're stuck. You're going to be where you're going to continue to have broken record years. Oh man, the year's already over again. Oh man, I feel like, and you just keep feeling worse and worse because you're not accomplishing anything. Why? Because you don't have a vision for your life. So step one for transformation is to have a vision. Step two, and that's like the seed. Step two is like the larvae, right? And the larvae is when you start to put together a plan for how do you accomplish the vision. You start to reverse engineer it. And you don't have to know all the whys. That's where most people will be like, you put a vision out there, it's so big, you say, you know what, that's too big, and then you make a really small vision. You go way, way down. You say, no, I don't know. Because you have a worthiness issue. But your thing is you don't need to know the how. You just need to have the vision. And then you need to start putting together a plan. What are you going to change about yourself? And this is still brainstorming. You don't even have to start taking action until step 3. Step 1 for transformation is have a vision. Have an idea. Put something down. What do you want to actually change about yourself? Thank you, Ty. 333. I appreciate the compliment. Once you have a vision and once you can put together a plan, some things that you could start changing, then step 3, when you're in that cocoon, that's when you go ghost. That's when you go rogue. That's when you start shutting down all of the distractions and you go into the lab and you start working on yourself big time. And nothing's going to change in a week. Nothing's going to change in a month. I've been on a 13-year spiritual awakening journey. The beautiful thing, though, is that in the last 10 years, more and more people have done this process and are now stepping forth, and we're all singing the same song. That's like what gives me validation that what I'm speaking is truth. Because I just spent last week with 40 people that are singing the same song, and none of us have ever shared notes. But we're from all corners of the world. This isn't just a US issue. This is a global issue of people awakening and healing their emotional issues. When it comes to the 1% Better Everyday Journal, right? Of all the journals I've sent, half of these journals have gone overseas. Half of the journals that I've sent out have gone overseas, international shipping. This ain't just a USA problem. This is a global community of people saying we are waking up. We're sick and tired of ourselves, and we're sick and tired of systems that are failing us. We want internal, spiritual, emotional stability within ourselves. It starts there. Yeah, the workbook's available if you're interested in. It's available in the shop. You can check it out there. 1% Better Everyday Journal. It's a powerful, powerful resource. Not only does it set you up to reprogram your negative thinking, sort through life's problems, but packed in there is a 91-day program from self-sabotage to self-mastery with coaching lessons from yours truly, guiding you through some pretty fun self-discovery work. And so have an idea, which is really a vision. Have a vision for yourself. Don't hold yourself back. Don't wonder why. Have a vision. Then start to come up with a plan. What are you willing to start doing to create that vision? Step 3 is then you start putting in the work. You shut off all the distractions, turn off the TVs, turn off the news, turn off the sports, break up with your team for a year or two or forever. You could still watch them from afar, but not watch them intently, every single play, every single detail. It's like you got work to do. And it's the most incredible thing. It's you winning. It's you winning. And every single person listening here, as I see 111, has the power in you to start changing your life in a dramatic way that's going to transform your life. But minimum, you should give yourself, 1 year, like I know that if you spent 1 week with me, with all of the distractions shut down, and we're going to probably do workshops. I don't know if it'll happen this year. I'm going to start doing breathwork classes live here in northern New Mexico. But in terms of bringing people in and doing a real live retreat type thing, it'll probably come next year. And it'll start happening a lot more beyond that. But I guarantee you, if you were to just spend 1 week with me, shutting down all the distractions, focusing on yourself, being guided through, the healing processes and doing the life history, figuring out all the areas of your life that have caused you deep pain, and then going through the forgiveness rituals of releasing that, doing the breath work to open your heart up again. In 1 week, you're not going to be the same person. But yet most people, let's just be honest. We're all a bunch of half-assers. We want it quick and easy. We want magic tricks. That's why the magic tricks work, right? The magic tricks work. When I say magic tricks, I'm talking about quick fixes. People want a quick fix. They want all the problems solved right now. And it's just, that's not going to get you a long-lasting result. And what I've experienced with so many people I've helped is I can help people really start getting some traction in life in a very short amount of time. But here's the thing, they start getting traction, they start feeling better about themselves, and then they say, you know what, I'm good. I don't even think I need this anymore. And then sure enough, they settle, right? They start to settle. They say, oh, you know what, I feel much better. I think I'm there yet. And it's like, you're not there, but I hope you'll keep going. That's why I'm always telling people, just keep going, man. Keep going. It's an everyday thing. You really got to stay locked in for life. This journey, the spiritual awakening, 1% better every single day, it's a lifelong experience, but it's the most worthwhile experience you could ever have because it's fulfilling. It's where you're going to actually have some real fun with your life. You're going to tap into your creativity and start to express your creativity, which is the fourth step of transformation. The fourth step of transformation is to emerge from that cocoon and to share everything that you are, the beauty, exactly what I'm doing right now. And this is just me talking. I do all kinds of creative expressions. right? I'm talking about this stuff everywhere I go. This is who I am everywhere I go. This is not an act. I'm not pretending to be this person. This is who I am. College advice. It doesn't have to work like that for you. It's kind of that it works or it doesn't work. I can or I can't. College advice. Yeah, you do have to love yourself. I don't understand why people gotta be so like, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Plus, you gotta love yourself. Most people don't know how to love themselves. Most people don't know genuinely. Genuinely loving yourself requires you seeing, hearing, and re-establishing your connection with your inner child. That is like step number one. Healing all the heavy burdens, removing the heavy burdens from the little child spirit that's inside of you. Yeah, and that's why we need communities like this. Rini. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that, Adam. Thanks for sharing that. I'm glad to hear that positive feedback, man. It's all childhood trauma. That's the kicker. And that's where the self-love starts, right? And there has to be an authenticity to this. I'm never going to wake up. You're never going to have me telling you, hey, live your life and do all this great stuff. And then somehow behind the scenes, I'm waking up with a hangover or smoking whatevs. Or it's like life on life's terms. That's the drill. Life on life's terms. No escape routes. That's that's the mantra here. Right? My word is everything. So a lot of people that try and come in and it's like most people that's too extreme. But that's what it takes. And the cool thing is that when people say, "Hey, healing is hard," it is. But the cool thing is if you're in it to win it, if you're really locked in and you're really putting in the effort, you get stronger along this path. And sometimes you just need to be reminded of that. Thank you, Granny K. I appreciate that. We just need to be reminded. And that's why I think it's so important for us to build community. Like that's what's happening right now. It's building the community that we don't have to feel so alone. Like this is like I feel like I'm a part of, influencer 2.0. Right? There's a new wave happening, just like all these other things are in such chaos, even here on the social platforms. Influencer 1.0 was all about entertainment and, talking about just dumb shit. No return on the investment, not adding value to people's lives, really just robbing you of your time and attention for pure entertainment purposes. But Influencer 2.0 is conversations like this to build each other up, to speak life, to give medicine, to say, here's medicine so that you can heal yourself. I'm not going to heal you. You got to do the work, but you don't got to do it alone. That's the difference. You don't have to do the work alone if we have community. And that's one of the most beautiful things about these social platforms is that we can broadcast and connect. And the thing is I know I'm putting out a frequency to this planet. And the reason why you're tuned in here is because this frequency it's the law of attraction. You're attracted to it. There's something about what I'm saying and my frequency of what I'm putting out there, energetic, beyond the words, that you're like, you needed to hear it. Your soul is like, I needed to hear this. I'm ready to start hearing this. And I say, don't just hear it, start doing this. If you're looking for a resource that's incredible, you can literally type in results kill excuses into your app store. And there's like 2 months worth of free, high quality self-discovery work. You need a printer so you can print out the worksheets, and you need time to invest. And you do have time. Most people that say they don't have time for anything else, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. That's the part of lying to ourselves. You need to have an inventory of your life as to what truly matters. Are you truly giving your time, attention, and energy to the things that actually matter, that are going to improve your life, set you up for success? Or are you down? Are you depressed? Are you sad? Are you grieving? Are you lonely? Are you just like in a low state of being and just waiting and wishing and wanting something to happen? And it's like, you got to go, you got to like, you got to go to battle with the version of yourself that wants you to stay complacent, stay stuck, and definitely stay distracted. You got to go to battle with that every single day. Thank you, Caddy. And healing is emotionally healing is becoming a very sexy thing. I can tell you that I talk to a lot of women. Women, y'all have led the charge on doing a lot of the emotional healing work. However, there's hope that I believe men like myself and billions of others, we're getting there. We're like, men are also like, no more fucking our feelings. It's time to feel the feelings. I just seen a guy today that, he had the shirt, fuck my feelings. And it's like, dude, that's not it, man. That's not it. Right? No more fucking the feelings. We need to feel the feelings. We need to heal. We need to learn how to communicate. That doesn't make you a wuss or a sissy or any of this shit. It's like, that's a real man. Like, I present as a very strong man. However, I am healed. I have balanced my divine feminine and my divine masculine energy, and I can have communications and I can feel my feelings. And I know that there's times I could be sad and I could even cry a little bit if I need to cry, and I can scream, and I have tools to be able to keep myself fluid, because where most of you all are at, and I'm seeing 222s coming up, is you have a reservoir of old emotional wounds that need to be processed. And you can't just open the dam and just let all of that shit come out. It's too much. It's literally like a drop by drop, right? It's one cup at a time that you have to be able to process the old stuff all the way back as far as you can go. And once you've cleared all that out, thank you for the 999s. Once you've cleared all that old stuff out, then you just stay fluid. When new things come up, you're just continuously processing your feelings, and you're just living very fluid and processing, and you're not holding on to stuff and letting stuff attach to you. You don't have to do that no more. So that's freedom. That's true freedom. And it's like the thoughts of putting chemicals in my body, that's not self-care. That's not self-love. And there's a lot of hypocrites out there that will say, oh, you got to love yourself first. But it's like, man, look in the mirror. What kind of habits? Let's follow you around with a camera just to verify that you're actually living a clean, authentic, true life. And that's the sad thing. There's a lot of fakers out there. I know. I'm in a lot of light worker and healer type circles, and a lot of these people are still using a lot of chemicals, and they haven't done the deep emotional healing. They want the quick fixes. They want those rocket moments of hitting a plant medicine and having this outer body of experience, and wow, it's so incredible. But then they don't do the heavy lifting day in, day out, emotionally, going through and clearing out that reservoir of old, stagnant, emotional trauma that we're carrying around in our bodies from childhood. That's what it takes. I don't believe that they're fake because there's an exchange of money. I believe there's a healthy exchange with healthy healers, right? I think that's kind of a limiting belief. There's just in general, there's fake people in everywhere you look. So you got to test the spirits. But for someone to make a living because they're helping people, that's a healthy exchange, and there's no guilt or shame about that. I mean, I think in the new economy and the new earth that we're going into, the reason why a lot of you could be very much ahead of the curve is because there's a gift inside of you that is valuable for this planet. Do you realize this? Yeah, the somatic yoga is great for releasing. I'm a certified breathwork coach as well, and you know, yeah, it's everything, man. It's light and dark, night and day. You know, some people waste your time and some people waste your money, but most of the time we're wasting our own time and we're wasting our own money. And sometimes you got to learn who's real and who's not. And you know, the results are there. I'm just letting you know that I've experienced a lot of people. I don't want to call them fake. I wouldn't get advice, or especially like spiritual stuff. I wouldn't get spiritual advice or anything like that from somebody that's still still has chemical dependencies, right? If you got chemical dependencies and you're trying to give out spiritual advice, like there's why is the chemical dependencies there? It's because you haven't done the deep work, the deep emotional healing work. Yeah, the truth is definitely needed for healing. And the truth is light. It's pure light. You got to shine that light as bright as you can in the deepest, darkest parts of you. Everything is a coping mechanism. There's some truth in that. There's some truth in that. But it is at least if you can start skewing yourself to positive coping mechanisms, that's a good start, especially if you're really heavily in the negative stuff, right? And it's just little by little. I don't have a magic trick for you where I can't just wave a wand, right? Yeah, I know all that stuff's cool. Frequencies, sand plates. I think we're going to probably do a visualization and some breath work. Yeah, everything starts in the brain. Everything's in the mind. That's why sobriety is number one. If you're not sober, like, we're just talking in circles. Sober people, they say something about people pleasers. They say that if you're someone that you're always having to explain yourself to people, right? Because there's an insecurity, there's an abandonment wound there, that people that want to understand you, you gotta say very little. But people that don't want to understand you, you have to just keep going round and round and round, and it's like stop. I stop with that shit. You either get it, you either get the message or you don't, which tells me you're either here, right? This is where you're supposed to be, or it's not where you're supposed to be. There's no control here. No, then there's no control. You can leave right now. If you were to have listened to the whole hour and a half, one of the major things is self control never works. Self mastery does. Self awareness does, right? Self control never works because it's only a matter of time. So you have to become self aware so that you can experience what it is that you need to experience and allow it to process itself and to have life, but not in a way that's destructive, right? It's one thing to feel angry. It's one thing to be upset, but to process that in a healthy way by sitting in it. By hateful, you mean truthful, right? I'm being truthful, and it hurts. That truth hurts, don't it? It's a hard pill to swallow, right? This medicine, right? My words, what I'm expressing right here, this is not for everybody, right? This is a really hard pill to swallow. Most of y'all want milk and cookies, and I'm handing out big pills that barely fit in your mouth, and you somehow need to swallow that puppy. And you don't even get to have a cup of water. It's like, I think it's stuck in my throat, but it's going down. Uh, Try to get that medicine down, right? Because it's not popular, right? And that's the thing. We're breaking out of entertainment influencers, and we're starting to get into people that are speaking life, people that are giving you real value, right? Trying to improve the lives of other people. But you have to do it. It's all on you. You do the work. No, we don't sing no songs, but I do like seeing 888. No songs. That's all it's got to do is make you think. I mean, if you can listen to this, it's going to make you think. And you're not here by an accident. Because this experience that I've had has actually given me the results. And I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. When I was down and out, when I was self-medicating, self-sabotaging, self-abandoning, and feeling helpless, feeling broken, and I had to hit that rock bottom. And the one thing that kept me going, was saying, I want to be able to trust myself in any situation. And I now have that. That's the greatest gift I've ever given myself, was to trust myself. And when I say trust myself, I'm talking about the subconscious emotional version of myself, not the one that I can control in my mind. Literally, the subconscious programs to be able to rewrite all that hard programming in and be able to release all that victimization, all that trauma from myself so that I can live a peaceful life within. Not having to be angry, not having to be outraged. Do I agree with everything that's going on in this world? No. But I accept it because I know how far and how much control I have. And first, it starts with me. I have control over me. You have control over you. That's it. I can sit here and talk for 10 hours and I have zero control over what any of you do. You can come, you can leave, you can listen, you can write shit, you can be supportive, you can do whatever you want to do. I only have control over me, and I'm just out here to broadcast this medicine for a time such as now. Whether you respond to it, that's on you. My job is done. That's all I needed to do. And it's the people that keep coming back. It's the people that are making changes in their life alongside me. It's not me above anybody else. It's a level playing field. It's a level playing field. When you start talking about souls, it's level, right? It doesn't matter if you're 5 minutes old or 99 years old. It doesn't matter if you're the richest person or the poorest person. At the soul level, it's a level playing field. There's no hierarchy. There's no me above you, you above me, none of that. Equals. And that's the spiritual piece, what I'm talking about. That's where you really start to shift your perspective. That's where you start to be able to detach. You start to disconnect your emotional attachments from all the things happening on this planet right now that you have no control over. You want to attach to things when you are a victim, when you are so locked into this disposable body of ours and the temporary reality that you're experiencing here. So for those of you that would like to do some breath work, I'll give you guys a few minutes to get comfortable. If you've never joined me for doing breath work and visualization, we're going to do some breath work to just get back in our bodies. Most of us are living outside of our bodies and disassociated with who we are. So we're going to do some breath to just focus in on our breathing, get out of our heads, get out of all the thinking, just to kind of tap into our conscientiousness, just to be present. Well, you're welcome to join, right? We'll do the breath work and then we'll do a visualization. And the visualization, just a heads up, right? I like to connect people with their inner child. So you're going to probably have a visit from your inner child, and that inner child's probably going to have a message for you. And then you might also have a visit from your higher self, or maybe a spirit guide, or somebody else. And so you don't have to overthink it. You just be present. Just get into your breath. Yeah, great hugs is always a wonderful thing. So I'm going to give it like 10 more seconds for you to just make yourself comfortable. I mean, if you want to lay down on a bed, get a blanket, get a pillow, you don't have to be sitting up like all like meditation style. You can literally be laying down, comfy, cozy, kicked back, whatever's comfortable for you. We're going to do a new type of breathing tonight. It's called the pranayama breath. And so it's a 3-stage breathing. And I'm going to demonstrate it. And once we start breathing, your job is to just keep breathing. And we'll probably breathe for like 5 minutes or 5 to 7 minutes with the pranayama breath. And it's not hyperventilating. It's but I'll give you the example. So it's like I like to explain it's like sucking through a straw. And you're going to take 2 breaths in and then 1 breath out. But you're going to take a breath in through like your belly. Then you're going to take a breath in through your chest. So it's going to go. So you're taking half breaths. So you don't go and then you like have no breath at the top. So it's like a half breath, and it takes a little bit of practice, but let's go ahead and practice this. This is going to be something I'm going to be introducing a lot more on a regular basis. This breath in the past 3 months has transformed my life, right? Energetically, spiritually. So again, the breath is through the stomach, half breath, upper chest, and then out. So as I'm demonstrating that, you guys can start to figure out your rhythm. You can either go as softly or as deep as you want. Your job, though, if you need to have some water or something to sip on, but your job is to try and breathe. I'm going to put a timer on it. For the entire time, we will take, we'll do a breath hold. We'll probably do 2 breath holds in the process, but I want you to just get down that rhythm, right? So if you want to give me some feedback, if you're ready, maybe type a 1 in the comments so I know who's participating with this breath. You can comment down below, just type a 1 to say you're ready. Again, we're just going to be breathing the pranayama breath, which is half breath, low belly, half breath, upper chest, exhale. So it's just keep breathing. Your job is to keep breathing. I'm going to do some more talking, but I want you to continue breathing. You may start to feel a little lightheaded. Just keep breathing. Slow down if you need to, but just keep breathing. Again, low belly, upper chest, half breaths. Everything through the mouth. Just keep breathing. Nice and slow. Find your rhythm. At this point, you may, as I said, be starting to feel lightheaded. Your hands may even start to tingle. Just mentally tell yourself it's safe to receive love. Mentally tell yourself to let your thoughts just melt away for the next 5 minutes and just keep breathing. Your only job right now is to just keep breathing. If you start feeling some tingling, that's okay. You can open and close your hands. Just keep breathing. Mentally, if you need to, you can tell yourself it's safe. Tell yourself it's safe to receive love. It's safe to allow your heart to open. It's safe to release any anger, any fear that you may be feeling. Just keep breathing. And here in a few moments after an exhale, I'm going to give you a chance to, after you exhale, I want you to take a deep breath in when you're ready, and I want you to hold and just allow for the energy that you're building up to just settle into your body. You might feel your body vibrating, your heart, your hands, your feet, your legs, but you want to just take in a deep breath and hold. And just let your thoughts melt away. Whenever you're ready, you can exhale. And as soon as you exhale, I want you to get back into the pranayama breath. You're doing great. Just find your rhythm. Keep breathing. If you need to, mentally tell yourself it's safe to receive love. It's safe to receive connection. It's safe to be here right now. As you exhale, tell yourself it's safe to release any anger. It's safe to release any fear, any sadness. Just keep breathing. The number one responsibility right now, as we're coming up on 5 minutes, is just keep breathing. This is a very active breath. It's a very potent breath. It's one of the most potent breath exercises that I've ever done. It's changed my life, transformational. So just keep breathing. Just do your best to just keep breathing. Go as slow or as fast or as deep as you need to. But your only job is to keep breathing. If your mind wants to think, just tell it, no, not welcome. Just let it relax. Just allow yourself to just focus in on your breath. You're doing so good. You're almost there. You're starting to feel some tingling. Just tell yourself it's safe to receive love. It's safe to be seen. It's safe to be heard. It's safe to be here right now, present with your breath. You're doing so good. Just a little more. Just keep breathing. If your hands are starting to tingle, that's a big sign that your heart is starting to open up. So just tell yourself it's safe to let your heart open. It's safe to release any fear, any doubt, any anger, any pain. Just keep breathing. See if you can go 5% deeper on your breaths. Maybe slow it down just a little and go deeper. Here in just a moment, after an exhale, we're going to take in one final deep breath and you're going to hold. And I want you to just relax, just bliss out. You've created a lot of energy. All that energy that you're feeling is really, you've created an awareness for your energy field, which is your soul. This is your soul coming alive. You've gotten out of your head and you've gotten into your body and you're starting to feel that energy. So whenever you're ready, just take in a deep breath, one final deep breath, and just hold and just feel that energy. You can maybe send yourself some love, right? Some self-love. Send your heart some love, your lungs, your face, your skin, your muscles, your immune system, your body, your bones. And just sit there. Just enjoy this moment. Just give yourself permission to enjoy this moment. For those of you that participated in that breath work, yeah, this is the most powerful breath on this planet, Jerry. And it's something that I'm trained to facilitate. I'm actually going to be putting out a special membership offer to do these breath is life healing ceremonies. That's going to probably be 3 times a month. And you can look out for that. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be making some announcements to everyone for us to start meeting together. The pranayama breath is really powerful. If you're interested in that, you can reach out to me, Greg, DM me here, or reach out, Greg, at Results Kill Excuses. But we're probably going to meet 3 times a month. It'll be a 90-minute session. There'll be a kind of an introduction lesson, and then we'll do about 30 minutes of breathing. And then there's going to be some sort of time for us to just allow for that decompression. This is the most powerful breath work that I've ever utilized. Again, the beautiful thing about this breath exercise is it's not just breathing. There's visualization to it, there's healing, and it's very meditative. So it's kind of fourfold. It's a very spiritual practice, but it will open up your heart. It will allow you to start really being able to access deeper levels of emotional connection, to release a lot of emotions that you've been carrying on to that you no longer serve you. And it can get very emotional. When we do the private sessions, I provide space for you to put a pillow over your face and yell, rah, and just let out that energy from within. Or you can let out a laugh or a cry, and there's just all these mixed emotions. Some people are yelling, some people are crying, some people are laughing. And yet it's just, it's a very powerful, it's potent. It's the most potent thing I've ever used. In this 13-year healing journey, this breath work has been the most potent breakthrough to where I'm at right now. And I just spent 8 days learning from a master, and I'm now ready to start doing. I'm going to be doing live groups here in northern New Mexico, but I'm also going to be doing a virtual group. So it's going to be some power. It'll be some potent medicine for those of you that are ready for that, and so it'll be an opportunity to do some journaling. Things that you could invest in low cost is get yourself an eye mask, get yourself you'll want a blanket. If you believe in crystals, you could get some crystals. I'm actually going to be putting out some energy bracelets for some stuff that works for me. But even, once we kind of get the group together, there's going to be a lot of really powerful. The best way to find me is here or on YouTube. YouTube, Results Kill Excuses. You can even download the app, Results Kill Excuses. I'm not hard to find if you're looking for me, but we'll probably be doing the membership. I'm thinking through YouTube. That's just kind of, I think, how it's set up. I'm going to look. I might even do it through the app, but that's going to be happening here very soon, where we're going to start meeting. And so this is more general, so people are popping in, but to have a membership where, there's going to be a fee, we're going to be down to business, there's going to be live coaching opportunities. To find you. Oh, yourself. It's to find yourself. Got you. So anyhow, I hope that benefited you. We're going to do a visualization here. For those of you that have stuck around, I hope that you guys got something from that breath work. Grateful to share that with you. So let's do a visualization. For those of you that want to participate, you're welcome to be here. Yeah, man, it's powerful. And to be able, Adam, to give yourself permission to do that crying. I mean, I've cried more tears in the past 90 days, dude. Just real deep crying, bro. Like I'm not going to get into the depths of what I've experienced here because it'll take us on a whole nother pathway, but I'm all in on the breath. I know that it's a part of the dynamic for my ability to truly facilitate people healing themselves, right? Integrating the breath work with the reflection, doing the stuff that's in the journals, right? Everything that's locked into the 1% Better Everyday Journal or the self-discovery work. I mean, the breath is just, it's what facilitates it. So Yeah, man, those tears come out. So I'm really grateful to hear that you were able to have that kind of an experience. And falling asleep's good too. I mean, you get yourself that relaxed and it's a good sleep. So sometimes that's what happens. But let's get into a visualization. I'm glad to hear that even in a virtual setting. I mean, I've been coaching most of my one-on-one clients. I've been teaching this now for a few months, and it's so potent that I definitely want to create a group and start doing this where people are showing up just for the ceremony, right? To do the reflection work, right? Get into the breath, and I think that that's going to really start to help a lot of you out, breaking down, like really start kind of breaking through some of the resistance that you're facing. So that's something that I'm looking forward to doing here. And stay tuned. But we can get back into our breath. We'll do a visualization. Let's see what comes up tonight. If you would like to join, we're about to start a visualization exercise, connecting with inner child, higher self. Yeah, definitely. Just subscribe to the channel. I would even get on subscribe if you're on YouTube. Look up Results Kill Excuses there as well. It'll probably be there because I can host. For those of you that are watching on TikTok, I can't host the way I can through what I do on the other platform, which is I can share my screen. We could do live coaching. We can see everybody breathing. It's so definitely if you're interested in the breathwork group, I highly recommend subscribing on YouTube. Results Kill Excuses. So let's just reconnect with our breath. Let's really reconnect with our breath. You guys should all be really proud of yourselves for giving yourself this opportunity to just breathe. It's so powerful. You would think just the most automatic thing in our life, right, is the breath. We can go without water, we can go without food, but we can't go without breathing. And yet the answer to so much that we seek is through our breath. Controlled, intentional breathing. So grateful to share that with you. But let's just get back into the breath. This time we're just going to go in through our nose, out through our mouth. Just start to reconnect with your breath in through your nose. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. In through your nose. And hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. In through your nose. Hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Let's do one more of those. Real deep in through your nose. Just go as deep as you can this time. Maybe a little extra. And hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Just let it all out. And you just want to start reconnecting with your natural state of breathing. Just give thanks for that life force energy flowing in and out. Just focus on the breath. If you haven't, maybe allow your eyes to just relax and close your eyes. Just keep breathing. And as you're breathing, I want you to imagine a light coming towards you. What color is that light? It's an orb. You can start to feel energy and warmth as it's coming towards your face. You can feel the warmth of this ball of light coming towards you, getting closer and bigger and bigger. I want you to start to feel the energy from this ball of light as it continues to get closer and closer to you. What color is this light? As it gets closer, you can feel it warming your face. You can feel the radiant energy. You can feel it on your chest and on your arms and your legs. And eventually, the light comes right up to you, and you welcome the light to surround you, and the light completely surrounds you. That you are now within this orb of light. You can feel the energy flowing. It's calming, it's soothing, peaceful, it's comforting. You feel safe within this light. This light is a reflection of your core soul frequency. And as you're connecting with this light, you just allow yourself to relax even more. Just finding peace in this moment, allowing all your thoughts to melt, even allowing your body to melt. Just allowing your conscientiousness to be present, that awareness. And as you're within this ball, it starts to levitate with you in it. You start to feel the lightness of being lifted up. You continue to feel safe though. You feel grounded. You feel supported. And this light gently lifts you up outside of where you're at. As you go outside, you see a very star-filled sky. And you're within this light, and it starts to move in the direction towards the moon. And as it's traveling ever so gently, you start to get higher and higher, and you can see the city and the place that you once were get farther and farther away, and yet you feel a peace going on this journey. You know that this is where you're supposed to be right here, right now. As you begin to travel within this ball of light, you see a vortex open in the sky, and the light goes through that vortex. And on the other side of the vortex is a paradise, a scene like something you've never imagined. Lush, tropical, green, with crystal blue water, cascading waterfalls. And the light lands right in front of this huge waterfall with a beach to the side. As the ball lands, it disappears, and you're now standing on this beach, looking over this incredible waterfall. You can see the lush greenery all around, and your feet, when you look down, are barefoot. Your feet are just melting into the sand. The sand is just so comfortable upon your feet. You feel so grounded, peaceful, harmonious, happy, and joyful to be here. And as you start walking on the side of this beach, you start to see that there's a walkway at the bottom of the waterfall behind it. And you notice that there's a cave. So you continue to walk up towards the waterfall, and the walkway leads to a cave. And in that cave, there's torches that have it lit. And you feel compelled to enter into the cave. And as you do, you begin walking down a long corridor. You're paying attention to the rock that is shiny, crystalline. And you can feel the energy of this cave. As you continue to walk, you eventually enter into a large room where there is a bench. And sitting on that bench is a child. And they're staring at you with a huge smile. And you smile back. And that child gets up, runs over to you, and gives you a big hug. They jump into your arms. You realize that this child is the younger version of you. What age are you when you see this child, as you're holding this child? What age is this version of you? What are you wearing? What kind of haircut do you got? And as you feel the warmth of your inner child pressed up against your chest, you can feel their heart beating. You can smell the sweetness of their hair and the love that they hold in their heart. And they tell you they have a message for you, and they're so glad that you found them in this secret place. And they jump out of your arms and they sit down on the bench, and you sit down next to them. And they begin to share a message with you. Receive your message now from your inner child. And as your inner child completes sharing the message with you, they give you a big hug, and you hug them back, and you thank them for sharing this important message. And you get up and you leave this room and you start walking back down towards the waterfall. You can smell the spray and hear the crashing of the water. You can start to see the light getting lighter and lighter as you walk down this crystalline tunnel that's lit by these torches. As you walk back out to the entrance, you turn to your left and you proceed back to the beach. And sitting on the beach is a person. And they've come to give you a message. This is a very important person that has a very important message for you right here, right now. It's someone you recognize, it's someone you know. As you walk up, you embrace, you thank them for being here. And they're so happy to see you, so glad that you found this secret place, that you made the time to be here and to be now. Receive your message from this very important person. And as they complete their message to you, they reach in their pocket and they say they have one more message to share with you. And they hand you an envelope. And they give you a hug and they say, wait until they have left before you read the message. And as they depart, you wave. They walk off into the distance. And before you open up the envelope that you're now holding, you just take in the scenery once again, connecting with this incredible scene, this waterfall, this lush tropical place that you find yourself in. You look down at the envelope and you open it, and you pull out the card. On the front of the card, it has your name. And as you open the card, I want you to read the message that is in there for you right here, right now. As you read that message, you just give thanks to your inner child and to the visitor being present in your life today. And you turn around and you realize that the orb that brought you there has returned. And so you step back in with the card in your hand and you put it in your pocket, and the orb begins to take off. And as it does, that vortex opens up and it goes back through, and you're now back into the evening, the star-filled night, headed back to where this journey began. And as it returns you back to where you started this journey, in this moment, you just give yourself a moment to pause and to appreciate yourself for being present for this time, for being open to reconnect with these parts of who you are, to hear these messages. Something to be very proud of, that you showed up for yourself. Maybe from now on, you'll continue this process of showing up for you, understanding the importance of what it is to show up for you, doing the things that truly matter. Here in a few moments, I'm going to start a countdown. And as I do, I want you just to slowly start to reconnect with your breath, in through your nose, out through your mouth. You maybe start to move your hands and your feet. 5. Maybe move your Head a little bit. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and open up your eyes. You can take a breath if you need to. You can stretch. You may even want to grab out a piece of paper and jot down any notes just to kind of commemorate and keep the memory of this, the messages you received tonight, as evidence of your journey, and maybe reflect on any other parts of this. I appreciate everybody's participation in tonight's live stream. I can almost certainly tell you we'll be probably back on here again tomorrow, doing this again, sharing the medicine for people to become the best version of themselves, and you cannot do that without healing. Truly healing. You're welcome. Is it Renee? Is that how you pronounce your name? Renee? You're welcome. Appreciate you joining. Grateful to offer this to everyone here tonight, everyone that's passed through. You're always welcome back. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, share the message. You never know, you might reach one more person out there looking for some answers. Even though they're all within, everything you desire is within you. And I think that when you do the breath work and you do the visualization, you really start to tap into the fact that everything you desire is right there inside. It's all right there. Oh, that's so beautiful, Adam. Yeah, I didn't want to define who the visitor would be, because I know for some of you it was going to be someone that had something to share with you. So, man, that's so beautiful, brother. That makes my heart sing, man. And I know that the breath work probably set you up for that, and there's probably a lot deeper work for you to be doing, bro. So, again, thank you so much. Thank you for all the gifts. And, if anybody's interested in doing one-on-one coaching, I do offer that. I do 3-month and 6-month programs. You can always reach out to me, Greg, Greg, at resultskillexcuses.com. Aside from that, be on the lookout for me launching the group membership for doing focused, right? I just want focused people that understand the power of this process so that we can be focused about it. And it's not going to be so talky. It's going to be breathing, visualization, and kind of the real depths of what we're doing here. So I appreciate all you guys, and I hope to see you back here on the next one. I love you so much. I send you love, joy, peace, and light. Go share the light with someone else. But know the greatest gift that you could give yourself and everyone else is to become the best version of you. So I love you guys so much. And I thank you for being here tonight. I will see you on the next one. Love you guys. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's